All right, so get this. Today we're diving into a story about time travel, second chances, and a love that seems to just ignore time.
Yeah, it's wild.
Totally. And the source material is just incredible.
By Paul Elms Bacardi. Oh yeah, full of like these really vivid details and, ideas that make you think.
Exactly. So picture this. It's autumn, leaves are like swirling around this park, and there's this melody, More Than a Feeling, playing.
Oh man, that song gets me every time.
Right. It's so melancholic.
Yeah.
And in the middle of all this is Marianne White.
Okay.
She's just kind of standing there, lost in thought, as the music brings back all these memories about her lost love, James.
It's crazy how music can do that, right? Like certain songs can just take you back.
Totally. Our brains just make these strong connections between music and memory.
Yeah, like a sonic time machine.
Right. And for Marianne, this connection to the past is about to get a whole lot more real.
Okay, how so?
Because as she's standing there, she sees something glimmering under a tree, an antique pocket watch.
Right.
But this is no ordinary watch.
What do you mean?
It's like glowing and, get this, the hands are moving backward.
Like counterclockwise.
Yeah. Who ever heard of a watch that runs backward?
It's like the story's telling us right away that the normal rules of time, they don't apply here.
Right. This watch is definitely something else.
Yeah, that sounds like it.
And so, as Marianne touches this watch, everything changes.
Whoa, what happens?
Well, it's not like a sudden thing, more like watching a movie in reverse.
Okay.
The park around her, it's like rewinding. The trees get younger, the colors brighter. Even Marianne looks younger.
That's so cool.
Yeah, it's as if time is flowing backward, taking her with it.
Wow, what a way to depict time travel.
Right. And then she sees him, James, looking exactly as he did years ago.
The James.
Yeah, the one she fell for, the one she thought she lost.
Like a second chance she never thought she'd get.
Exactly. Don't you think we all have moments we'd love to revisit?
Oh, absolutely, for sure.
But for Marianne, this isn't just a thought, it's happening.
Wow.
And guess what's playing in the background?
More Than a Feeling.
Yes. It's like the universe is setting the mood, using music.
That's so perfect.
Right. And as they start dancing, the song changes to Al Green's Let's Stay Together.
Oh, wow.
It's just perfect for this moment, capturing all the emotions.
Yeah, they even talk about singing it together, right? In the car.
They do. It shows you how deep their connection goes, all that shared history.
Wow, and those lyrics, Let's Stay Together. It's like a plea for Marianne.
I know, like she knows it can't last, but she's holding on to the moment.
Makes sense.
But reality always finds a way to intrude, even in time travel stories, right?
Oh, yeah, I guess so.
And this one little thing happens, it just shatters the illusion.
What happens?
So they're dancing, and her phone falls out of her bag. Yeah, and James picks it up, and he's like, what the hell is this? Who are you?
Oh, no.
He knows something's off, and Marianne has to tell him the truth.
She tells him about the time travel.
Yeah, she has to.
I mean, that must have been a tough conversation.
Oh, totally. But it really shows this paradox of time travel.
How so?
Going to the past, interacting with people there, you risk changing things.
No, that's true.
Like a ripple effect. The smallest change could have big consequences.
Wow, makes you think.
I know, right? It makes you wonder, what if Marianne hadn't gone back? Would things be different for James now?
Yeah. Did she change his life by going back?
Maybe. And so there they are, facing this huge truth, this clash between two realities.
So what does James do? He must be freaking out.
Well, yeah, he doesn't believe her at first.
Right, I mean, how could he?
I know, it's totally understandable. But then he looks into her eyes and something changes.
What do you think happens?
Maybe he sees how desperate she is for him to understand.
Yeah.
Or maybe it's their shared history that breaks through.
Maybe.
Whatever it is, he chooses to believe her.
That's amazing.
It is. And right then, the music changes to Bobby Caldwell's What You Won't Do for Love.
Oh, another perfect song choice.
Right. It's like hinting at the sacrifices Marianne has made for this one night with James.
Yeah, it's like each song adds another layer to the story.
Exactly. And as the music plays, they just dance, embracing this stolen moment.
Wow, it must feel like time stands still.
It does. It's a reminder that even when things seem impossible, love can find a way.
It makes you wonder what other boundaries love can cross.
That is a great question.
Mm.
And one we'll definitely explore further as we keep going with this story.
Can't wait. You know, this whole thing got me thinking about some of those crazy theories physicists have about time.
Like what?
Well, like multiple timelines or those parallel universes.
Oh, hold on.
Just imagine, like every decision you make creates a split,
Okay.
a new timeline where that choice plays out.
So, like,
So in one timeline, Marianne might never have met James.
right.
But in another, their love story, like totally different.
Whoa. So you're saying there could be a version of me out there who's like a rock star?
Haha, maybe. It's a wild idea, right?
Yeah, it is. And what about time travel then?
Well, if there are multiple timelines, maybe Marianne wasn't just going back in time.
Oh, what?
Maybe she was shifting between these realities, finding the one where they could be together again.
Whoa, that adds a whole other layer to this.
It does, right?
It's not just time travel. It's like navigating all these possibilities.
Exactly.
Makes you wonder how the watch chooses which timeline to visit.
Right. What's guiding it?
Yeah, good question.
It's like, what forces are at play here?
Speaking of forces, what about wormholes?
Ah, wormholes, those cosmic shortcuts.
Right. They could connect different points in time, maybe even let you travel through time.
Exactly.
Theoretically.
So maybe that watch isn't just a watch.
Hmm.
Maybe it activates a wormhole. Lets Marianne go to a specific moment.
It's a cool way to think about it.
Yeah, right?
I mean, wormholes are still theoretical. We haven't actually seen one.
Right. It's all what ifs.
Yeah, but that's the fun part.
Totally. We get to imagine all these crazy possibilities.
It's like stretching our minds.
And who knows? Maybe one day, what seems impossible now will be totally normal.
Yeah, our understanding of the universe is always changing. True. But let's not forget about the emotional side of the story.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
I mean, it's not just about the science. It's about this powerful love story.
Absolutely. That's where the inscription on the watch comes in, right?
Yeah.
Love transcends time.
It's a beautiful idea.
It really is.
Makes you think that maybe love works on a level we don't understand yet.
Right, like beyond physics.
Think about it. The people who've impacted our lives, even if they're not here anymore,
Yeah.
their influence, their love, it stays with us.
Like it leaves a mark on us beyond time and space.
Exactly. Maybe love is more than just a feeling. Maybe it's this deeper truth about how we're all connected.
Wow, now that's a thought.
But there's one thing that's been bugging me.
What's that?
We keep talking about how Marianne going back could change things, even if she didn't mean to.
Yeah.
Like that butterfly effect thing.
Right, where one small change could lead to huge consequences?
Exactly. Like imagine going back in time and stepping on a bug. Could that change the future completely? Makes you think twice about messing with the past.
It does raise some ethical questions, right?
That's
Like, if we could time travel, should we interfere?
yeah, even with good intentions.
It's a big responsibility.
For sure. But switching gears a bit, I
Okay.
wanted to go back to what you said about music and memory.
Oh, yeah.
In Marianne's story, songs take her right back to moments with James.
Music is powerful like that.
It really is.
It's not just entertainment, it's tied to our emotions, our memories, everything.
It's like those songs become markers in our lives.
Exactly. They bring back specific people and feelings.
You know, I was just listening to an old song the other day, and it brought back so many memories from when I was a kid.
Isn't it amazing?
It's like I was right back there.
It's like those sounds hold a special meaning for us.
Yeah, and for Marianne, the music seems to be even more important.
What do you mean?
I don't know, it's like it's helping her travel through time.
Oh, interesting.
Like maybe it's not just a trigger, but a connection to that time.
Whoa, now we're getting really deep.
Haha, I know, this whole conversation has been so cool.
It has.
It's like we're looking at Marianne's experience from all sides.
Yeah, science, emotion, music, everything.
And that inscription, love transcends time, it just keeps coming back to me.
I know, me too.
It's like, what if love really does exist outside of time?
What if it connects us across dimensions, lifetimes even?
It's a big idea.
It is. It makes you think about our place in the universe.
And as we go into the last part of our deep dive,
Yeah,
I think it's worth exploring these possibilities, these hints of something bigger going on.
I agree. Something that might help us understand time, love, and reality itself.
Exactly. And that's what makes this so fascinating.
It really is a journey.
It is. And sadly, all journeys have to end.
You're talking about Marianne going back to her own time.
Yeah, that bittersweet ending.
It is sad.
1 minute she's dancing with James, lost in the moment.
Right.
And then suddenly she's back in her own time.
The watch goes cold, the park's empty.
It's like waking up from a dream.
It must be jarring.
Totally. Imagine the emotional impact of something like that.
Yeah. How do you process a past that feels real but impossible?
And who do you tell? Who would believe you?
Yeah, that sense of isolation must be tough.
It's like she's stuck between two worlds.
But maybe there's also a strength that comes from that experience.
Yeah, like she's seen something most people haven't.
Well, exactly. It changes your perspective.
It makes you realize there's more to reality than we think.
And that brings us back to that question about love and time.
Right, what if love really does defy time? What if those connections echo across timelines?
It's a beautiful thought.
And maybe Marianne's story is just a glimpse of that, a connection that goes beyond what we understand.
It makes you wonder about the possibilities.
It does. And as we wrap up this deep dive,
Yeah,
I think it's important to remember that idea, that love transcends time.
it's a powerful message.
Marianne's story shows us that those deep connections, they leave a mark that can't be erased.
And maybe by realizing that, we can understand our own lives a little better.
Beautifully said. Man, this deep dive has taken us on quite the journey.
It really has.
From second chances to like multiple timelines and wormholes. It's like we've only just begun to uncover what this story is all about.
You know, as we get into this final part,
Yeah.
I think we got to come back to that inscription on the watch.
Oh, you mean love transcends time?
Yeah, it's such a simple phrase, but it just like explodes with possibilities.
I know, right?
Yeah.
It really does make you wonder if love exists beyond how we normally think about time.
Like, what if it connects us across dimensions, maybe even different lifetimes?
It's a question that people have been asking forever.
Right.
And even if science doesn't have a clear answer yet,
Yeah.
there are some really interesting theories out there.
Oh, totally.
Like, what kind of theories are we talking about?
Okay, so there's this idea called quantum entanglement.
Okay, I've heard of that.
So you have these two particles, no matter how far apart, they're connected, like instantly influencing each other.
Whoa!
It's like they have this invisible bond that goes beyond distance.
So are you saying that could happen with, like, human consciousness?
Maybe with emotions like love.
So our hearts could be entangled across time and space.
It's a cool idea, right? Like, imagine this network of hearts all connected, sending signals across time.
Whoa, that's wild.
Maybe that's how we explain those moments when you feel instantly connected to someone.
Oh, like when you meet someone for the first time?
Yeah, but it feels like you've known them forever.
Yeah, like something just clicks.
Right, and it's often tied to strong emotions like love or grief.
It's like those emotions let us tap into this connection, feel those echoes across time.
It is a mind-blowing concept.
It is, and it makes Marianne's trip back to James even more meaningful.
Yeah.
It wasn't just time travel. It was like their hearts reconnecting beyond time and distance.
It really makes you think about the impact of love in our own lives.
Doesn't it?
Like, what if every act of love creates a ripple that goes beyond what we can see?
It's like our choices and connections have a bigger meaning than we realize.
It's both humbling and inspiring at the same time.
And it all goes back to that idea that love transcends time.
Marianne's story really proves that.
Yeah, it's a reminder that those deep connections stay with us forever.
And maybe by embracing that, we can understand ourselves and the universe a little bit better.
I think that's a great way to wrap things up.
It is powerful.
As we finish this deep dive, I want to leave you with this thought. What echoes of love are you carrying? What connections from your past are still shaping you today? And if you could go back to one moment, what would it be? Let those memories remind you of the power of connection, because sometimes the most amazing journeys are the ones that lead us back to ourselves and the truths in our hearts.